Hello guys, it's Dale here. I'm just trading the Canadian dollar, and this is futures on the Canadian dollar, and the price just hit a resistance level, which was in here, and I was looking at the order flow, waiting for some trade confirmation to jump in this trade, because the price already was pretty close to the level and made a pretty significant reaction. But it didn't really make it to that level, didn't really test those heavy volumes here. So that's why I was a bit careful about trading this trade. But now, when the price finally reached this heavy volume zone, heavy volumes started to appear. This zone is this zone. This is 30-minute time frame, this is 5-minute time frame with bid and ask. And what I like here is the heavy volumes in here. This looks like absorption, like the market is absorbing the buying pressure and sellers could start jumping in, pushing the price downwards. What I would like to see now is aggressive sellers jumping in after the absorption, where we have the massive volumes both on bid and on ask, unusually big volumes. You can see it better maybe in here when you see that the shade of the gray is way darker. So we have the heavy volumes here, which could be the absorption. Because of this, I jumped in the short trade in here, and now I would like to see aggressive sellers taking over and pushing the price downwards. Aggressive sellers would show on delta, so I need this number to turn negative, to turn red, and then it would mean that there was the absorption, market absorbed the buying pressure, and aggressive sellers are starting to jump in and are likely to push the price downwards. So I want to see negative delta, but more negative than just minus 18. All right, the delta is difference between bid and ask, so it is difference between this column and this column. Simply put, it is the difference between aggressive sellers and aggressive buyers. So if it's negative, then aggressive sellers are dominating the market. And that's what I want to see. I want to see strong negative delta. You can also see the delta visually in here. This is 1 minute chart where it shows cumulative delta. Right now it's not really dropping, as you can see in here, not really a significant drop. On this 1 minute chart, I have a price chart, 1 minute price chart. This is it. You can see that the price just hit that level here, and below it, I have the cumulative delta. And what I look for here in this chart is divergence. So ideal case would be price going up and at the same time delta going down. As you can see, there's nothing like this happening here, so not an ideal scenario. Also, what I'd like to see would be like after the accumulation, sharp rejection of higher prices. Aggressive sellers pushing the price quickly downwards. Not this, okay? This is not too good because this doesn't really look like aggressive sellers. Aggressive sellers would show way more negative delta and faster reaction. So this is not an ideal scenario. So let's see what happens, because right now it's looking like sellers are not really interested in pushing the price downwards, and this looks like the market accepting higher prices, which is not good. Alright guys, so I'm afraid that I'm not in a good trade. First thing is that there was a reaction quite close to the level. Second thing is that the price went past the level and started to rotate here, creating heavy volumes above the level without a strong response of sellers. So it looks like the market accepted higher prices. Sellers, I mean aggressive sellers, are not jumping in are not defending this heavy volume zone. So there are no strong aggressive sellers here to push the price downwards. And that means that I'll want to quit the trade. First reason, the price reacted close to the level. Then it started to rotate above the level with heavy volumes here. And this is telling us that the market accepted higher prices, and I don't really see aggressive sellers that would start pushing the price downwards. So this probably wasn't accumulation, which would mean confirmation to go short from this level, because aggressive sellers didn't follow through, didn't start aggressive selling, they simply didn't show up. So we don't have those aggressive sellers to push the price downwards, and the price is rotating above the level, creating heavy volumes here, which means market is accepting higher prices, and that's why I want to get out of this trade. Also, there's macro news coming up. It is the unemployment claims on the US dollar. It is not the strongest news, but I'd rather quit before the news. So I entered the trade in here, and this is where I want to quit it. So when the price hits this level, hopefully it will hit it, then I'm out. Alright guys, I'm out of the trade. I quit it at break even, so that's how it is. It wasn't the perfect trade, but I guess that it's better to quit a trade at break even rather than stay in a bad trade. So I'm going to pause the video for a bit, and then we can have a look at it again and see how it developed. So see you in a bit. So as you can see, there's still not much going on. Price is rotating above the level, creating volumes here. So strong and aggressive sellers are simply not there. So there's not really any will to push the price downwards. So if you are still in trade like this, when you see something like this, then you just want to quit the trade. You can see the heavy volumes nicely in here. Heavy volumes are being accumulated above the level. You don't want to see that. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video again and come back later. So the price is still rotating here above the level. There was huge activity on bid. So it seems this could be sellers, but this could also be passive buyers using limit orders in this rotation to buy with limit orders. So this is not really telling us that the price should drop, especially because we are currently in this long rotation in which market participants could use market orders as well as limit orders, and they could do it quite comfortably without moving the price. So I'm not convinced. If there were aggressive sellers, they should have reacted way sooner in here and push the price aggressively downwards. Not like this. So I'm glad that I quit the trade. If I didn't, I would just quit it here. Also, there's the upcoming news. As I was saying, it is not the strongest news, so I don't expect too huge volatility from the unemployment claims on the US dollar, but still it is a macro news. It is marked in red on Forex Factory calendar, which means that they consider it as strong macro news, so it would still be risky to remain in such a trade during the macro news. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video again, and I'll come back again when something more significant happens. Hey guys, it's me again. Just a quick comment. The price is still rotating here. I know that there are negative deltas, but right now that doesn't tell us too much. And what I wanted to say here is that regardless of what's going to happen, right now we can just flip a coin whether the market will go up or down. The reaction which I wanted to see just didn't come, and right now there's simply a rotation from which the market could go up or down, but we currently don't really have any edge. So let me get back to you when there's some progress here. Alright guys, so what happened is the price went upwards. Boom. If I didn't quit the trade, it would be a losing trade. So that's about that. Let me do just a little recap to make this complete. In the beginning, I used the volume profile to identify resistance zone. This is a 30-minute time frame, and this was a downtrend. And within this downtrend, there was significant volume cluster in here. So I wanted to trade a reaction from this volume cluster. I pull back to it and a reaction. There was a reaction in here quite close to the level, so I knew that going short from this place again would be very risky. So I wanted to use the order flow for trade confirmation to confirm the trade entry before going short. But it was already a bit risky because of this reaction. Anyways, when the price hit this level, I opened up the order flow and I was looking for confirmation. I was looking mostly on this 5-minute chart, 5-minute footprint chart. This is where the price went towards the level. This is the level, this is the short level. Went past it a bit, but then heavy volumes appeared in here. So I thought that this is accumulation setup, which means that sellers are starting to jump in, sell everything, the buyers are buying. So I thought that was the confirmation to go short, that the price will go down. So I went short from here when I saw this, but then nothing really happened. I wanted to see aggressive sellers. I wanted to see delta drop. Boom, aggressive sellers jump in right after the accumulation. Nothing like this happened, and heavy volumes started to get accumulated above the resistance level with no reaction of sellers. So this was an information that told me that the market accepted higher prices and that sellers are not jumping in, and there's not going to be a reaction, a swift reaction, which I wanted. For that reason, I quit the trade at break even, which for me was in here. I quit the trade, then there was some more rotation, then there was macro news in here, a bit weak macro news, but still macro news, and then there was some more rotation and the price went up. So that's the recap of the trade. As I was saying, if I stayed in the trade, it would be a losing trade. What I did well, I think, was identify that sellers were not present here. I mean, aggressive sellers who would reject the higher prices and push the price downwards, and I quit the trade in time. So that, I think, is the main thing you can learn from this video. So I hope you guys liked it. You know, trading with order flow is not always about picking the best trades and getting the best out of the trades. Sometimes it's just identifying whether the trade is actually worth it and helping you make a decision if it's best to quit a bad trade, like I did in here. All right, so that's about that. If you guys are interested in learning more about order flow, then I recommend visiting my website. It is at trader-dale.com, and if you click this button which says trading course and tools, then it will take you to this page. If you scroll down a bit, then in here there is the order flow pack that includes my custom-made order flow software. That's the software you saw in this video, order flow video course, and volume profile indicators. There's a video which you can watch. It will show you everything more in detail. So that's about that. That's about the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time in some next video or in our members area. And until then, happy trading.